Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. This is the Umarex Glock 17 Gen 5, and this one is also compatible with the modular sighting system. So as well as a blade front sight and a notch rear sight, you can remove this top panel here and put a red dot sight on it. Now, Sportsman Gun Centre have sent me this pistol, and it is a CO2 pistol, but it is not a BB pistol. It has a rifled barrel and shoots regular airgun pellets. Current price is £217.99 on it, and it is semi-automatic with a two-stage trigger. Now, this runs off 12 gram CO2 cartridges and, as I say, regular airgun pellets 177. It does tell you to make sure you're using them correct length, below 6.5mm long, so they fit in the belt-fed magazine. It's a 21 shot magazine, which you can see here, and the CO2 bulb goes in there. I'll show you that in a moment. Now in the box you get an instruction book and you get Allen keys for the top, and you also get this Allen key here for the CO2 bulb. So to fit the CO2 bulb, you take the magazine out of the pistol, obviously, slide that cap there forwards, that drops into there. Make sure you do this away from your face just in case there's a little bit of CO2 leakage. Slacken that all the way off and then tighten that all the way down, and that will then pierce the CO2 cartridges. Just nip that up, drop the Allen key back in there, and that gives you your fully functioning magazine for semi-auto shooting. Now, loading this is a little bit slower than some of the BB ones, but then again it's a more accurate gun, and once you get the knack of it, it is quite quick. So there's a little button here and you push that across to the left hand side, and each of your 177 pellets fits into this belt. Now it's very important just to make sure you push those in fully so that they don't snag on the magazine system, and it's a little bit slow at first, but you'll soon get used to the knack of doing it. And as you slide the belt round, it'll expose another two pockets that you can put your pellets into, just like that, and then two more, until you get up to 21 shots. Now that 12 gram CO2 cartridge should last you for about 60 shots, so call it 3 magazines worth in 21 shots per magazine. Now of course this is actually rated at 3 joules of energy in terms of what Umarex test at their company, which is at 394 feet per second with, you know, an average pellet. I've actually tested this one with a chronograph and it's doing 321 feet per second with a 7 grain pellet, which equates to about 1.6 foot-pounds. Now of course that's not super powerful. This is not suitable for any kind of formal pest control at all. It is a target shooting or plinking pistol, and you can use it on paper targets, you can use it on tin cans, etc. Bear in mind eye protection is better worn, and also you've got to be fully aware of all safe handling procedures and making sure you've got correct backstops and that all your pellets stay on your land. It's like operating any other airgun, any other firearm. The rules are the rules, and do not think you can shortcut them, because this pistol does actually look extremely realistic, and it also handles like a very real Glock 17 pistol. As I've said before, I'm 47 now and I'm about as young as you can be and have shot pistols before the 1997 ban. So this is a nice return to some of those memories, and it's an incredibly rewarding, challenging pistol to shoot, because the use of a pistol and the iron sights, effectively, or open sights, is one of the most skillful things in any form of shooting. And of course you've got to operate the trigger smoothly to make sure you're not disturbing your aim point and you get a clean break on it. That way you'll hit your target. As you can see, it takes a little bit of time, to load up these 21 shots, but you will get quicker and quicker at it, and I'm kind of doing it at the same time as talking to you as well. So there we are, we got 21 shots in there, and you can probably see as I just rotate that on screen up there, you can see all those pellets are in there like that. I'm not sure if that's focusing or not, but there you go. And that belt rotates around and feeds the pellets. Now, the Umarex Glock 17 CO2 pistol has a safety catch on the underside here. That's not something the regular Glock 17 has, but it's good for this. You've also got an accessory rail, so you can put a red dot or anything like that on it too. Again, it's got standard notch rear and post front sights. They're non-adjustable for regular kind of pistol shooting, and as I said, you can take this cap off the top here and you can add an Umarex red dot sight as well. Now, the slide does actually move backwards and forwards. You don't have to operate that to cock and load the pistol, but it does reciprocate when you're shooting the gun, so it adds to that realism. And although it's not physically large recoil, it does, you know, simulate what slight recoil you would get from a pistol like this. The trigger is two-stage, and there's a lever on the inside there which prevents it moving back unless you are actually squeezing the trigger. This is something the real Glock pistol has on it, and of course the real Glock 17 is called the 17 because it has a 17 round magazine of 9mm parabellum. So that is double action, and it will go all the way through like that once you've got your finger on the safety lever, and it becomes totally natural. The magazine release button is on the side here, and of course you've got stippling all on the grip, hand filling, and it is excellent ergonomically speaking. So this is how easy it is to shoot. Magazine goes in, we don't need to do anything with the slide, and all I do is line up with the target, and there's my 21 shots gone. Takes a lot less time to shoot them than it does to load the magazine. And of course, once you've unloaded the magazine, drop that out. And I would suggest for safety, you just go through and check this, make sure there's no pellets left in it. On occasion, you might just misfeed one and it won't shoot, or you might count 20 and not 21. Now, as I said, that CO2 cartridge will last you approximately 60 shots. Umarex do recommend that if you don't want to leave the pistol, do not leave it with a full cartridge. So all you have to do, slide that cap back down there, put the Allen key in, and then just gently back it off. But do bear in mind, there will be a slight blast of CO2 comes out. So just hold it away from your face and make sure there's nothing going to come. Again, wearing glasses is always a good idea if you can do. Now, overall length of the pistol is 202mm and overall weight is 841 grams. So as I say, it does feel quite realistic to point and shoot. And shooting it on target, as you can see on the pictures, you'll see me shooting some tin cans. There's actually enough energy to give the tin can a good knock without it being excessive, and of course that'll punch holes in paper at 5 or 10 meters all day long, giving you a huge amount of fun. And remember, there is a safety catch if you want to disable it, and of course there is that center trigger safety as well. But in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed watching that review of this terribly, terribly exciting pistol to shoot. It is great fun, I have to say. And, you know, given the correct scenario, the correct targets, it really is a testing challenge to shoot groups on paper and get them tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter as you learn to hold and control that pistol as you squeeze the trigger. Because, of course, trigger's pressure on it is two-stage. This is a safe dry fire, by the way. And as you can see, the slide reciprocates, looks and feels quite realistic, and what a fun thing it is to use. Right, I hope you enjoyed watching that review. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, ding, and keep track of my regular uploads. If you're at the British Shooting Show from the 13th to the 15th of February 2026 at the NEC in Birmingham, and you do see me, say hello. But in the meantime, drop along to the Sportsman Gun Centre stand, and you may well see some of these on display, and you can have a look yourself, because I have to say it's great fun to shoot. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.